whole movie. Honestly, the work that I did on screen was easier than the work that I did off screen in this movie because of all that went into it. So I really look at I love a challenge though, and I'm just so proud of every bit of it. We went through a whole roller coaster of the human experience, and I'm very proud.
Well, I felt like, this very much is Lily's story, and Lily's a person who leads with empathy, and in that she wants to understand why everybody is the way that they are, but that doesn't excuse anyone's behavior. You can have two things can be true. You can have empathy, but empathy isn't justification.
Yeah.
I cry in movies, and yeah, I obviously cry in real life too, but this movie, it still makes me cry. Yeah, there are still moments but I love these characters so deeply, and I'm so proud of the work that we all did in this movie, and that's, every single member on screen, all the people off screen. It was such a collective effort to get what you see on screen, and I just feel so proud of it, and I love it so much that it feels it feels like a baby of mine. Like I couldn't love it more. So in that same way, yeah, to watch it grow and watch other people like it, and this is great.
Well, I just really love romance, and I love it as an audience member, and I love it in my real life, and I just really believe in romance. I think that Baz Luhrmann and I are probably the two people who love romance more than anyone ever. I see fireworks, and I realize it's probably, visions of fireworks, but that's how I just love romance. So Colleen made the relationships, the draw of each character so clear that I knew exactly what Lily was feeling, and it wasn't linear. And I think that that's why those looks can be a more interesting experience, because it's not like, oh, I'm in love with this person, or I'm attracted to this person.
I saw the red flags, but they didn't look red. They looked kind of fuchsia and cute. But I ignored them, and I see why. And the story is told with such empathy that I feel like this movie can be healing, it can be a cautionary tale, and it can also it can be inspiring. So I think that the movie itself and Colleen's work itself does that.
Picture the sparkliest, most carefully polished power couple in Hollywood? Yes. That would be Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Now imagine that shiny duo smack in the middle of a legal mud fight. Hard to fathom, right? Well, buckle up, because rumor has it that Justin Baldoni has just scored a jaw-dropping victory against them. Somehow, the star of Jane the Virgin has flipped their gilded world upside down, leaving fans gaping like they just watched the craziest plot twist on a binge-worthy show. But what exactly went down? And why do longtime devotees of Lively and Reynolds suddenly sound more suspicious than starstruck? You're about to find out, and trust me, you'll never see Hollywood glamour the same way again. Before all this lawsuit-laden mayhem, there was plenty of excitement swirling around the film adaptation of It Ends With Us. Written by best-selling author Colleen Hoover, the book flew off shelves faster than you can say viral book talk sensation. Naturally, Hollywood bigwigs saw dollar signs, and soon enough, Blake Lively was announced as the star. Justin Baldoni stepped in to direct, riding high on his success from 5 Feet Apart and other heartfelt projects. Fans cheered. Life was good. Behind the scenes, however, the mood was reportedly less sunshine and rainbows and more, oh, who's actually in charge? Some folks whispered that Blake Lively was more than a little eager to shape the entire project, from rewriting scripts to rethinking set designs. Meanwhile, others claimed Baldoni was fiercely protective of Hoover's original, emotionally charged narrative. Little disagreements were to be expected, but no one guessed they'd balloon into a fiasco involving lawyers, countersuits, and accusations that could fill a soap opera plot. And then came the marketing campaign, which might go down in history as one of Tinseltown's biggest oopsie-daisies. Considering It Ends With Us covers some pretty dark and deeply serious territory, domestic issues and trauma among them, you'd expect promotional materials to reflect that. Instead, fans got a hearty helping of Blake Lively's breezy ads, showcasing her personal hair care line, flaunting her newest jeans, and even tossing in a dash of alcohol branding for good measure. Cue the internet meltdown. Outraged book enthusiasts fired off tweets, TikToks, and rants accusing Lively of turning a poignant story into a fashion runway. The actress pushed back, claiming she was simply expressing her personal style and multifaceted interests. But let's be honest, that pitch didn't land well. With each new post, more readers and potential moviegoers felt riled up. Rumors swirled that Baldoni wanted to pivot the campaign toward the heavier themes, only to be shot down. By then, the damage was practically done. The hype train had morphed into a runaway PR disaster that no team of social media strategists could corral. If the marketing meltdown wasn't enough to blow your hair back, get ready for the real kicker: the lawsuits. In a plot twist that even the most imaginative screenwriter might reject as too dramatic, Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios, accusing them of fostering a hostile environment. She claimed the behind-the-scenes turmoil nearly destroyed her professional reputation and maybe even her sanity. Naturally, Baldoni wasn't about to cower in a corner. He fired back with a gargantuan counterclaim. Think $400 million, which is enough to fund a Marvel sequel, and then some. His side alleged that Lively and Ryan Reynolds teamed up to wrest control of the production, rewrite history, and pin every misstep on him. Suddenly, the project that once promised critical acclaim and box office gold was overshadowed by a legal thundercloud. Cynics in the industry started whispering that Lively's lawsuit was merely a diversion from her marketing blunders. Meanwhile, Baldoni got painted as everything from a misguided visionary to a scapegoat for her mistakes. In short, no one was exactly wearing a halo here. When you're in the middle of a high-stakes brawl, sometimes your best move is to tell the other side to zip it. Or at least, that's what Blake Lively's camp seemed to believe when they begged the court for a gag order against Baldoni's legal lion, Brian Fredman. Their rationale? Fredman's very vocal commentary was supposedly fueling negative press, making Lively look worse than a villain in a teen drama. They insisted they had to clamp down on the chatter to ensure an impartial trial. Federal judge Louis Lyman, however, had other ideas. In record time, he denied Lively's request, effectively saying, "Sorry, we value that quaint idea called transparency." For Lively's team, this was not exactly a celebratory moment. They'd staked their strategy on silencing